Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching the 18th episode of the second season of Prison Break. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for free in a link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in, and enjoy. Speaking about links in the description, we are now running our most likely to dislike characters of season 2. Take 30 seconds and your results of mine will be shown in the final episode of the season. Cannot wait to see who you guys pick. So last episode we ended with a massive cliffhanger, which hopefully we start straight away in today's episode. Usually when you get these type of things, we go into it and then it's not like mid-episode until the information is revealed. But yes, they managed to use Pope last episode to get into the cigar club, to go into obviously Sarah's dad's locker and to extract this pen drive. And he's actually listened to the tape himself. He's listened to it, the audio file. We've still not yet heard what's on it. The interesting thing is, as he was leaving the cigar club, you know, he was confronted by Bill Kim, and he knew that he was there for something, and he really badly wanted whatever it was that the warden took. He wasn't too sure, but he was going to force it out of him before Killerman and Lincoln ran over, give them a good beating. If I'm being totally honest, I'm surprised Killerman didn't actually just take his chance and take Kim out, to be honest. But then probably would have got done for murdering somebody in broad daylight, even though he is working against the company. He killed a few of them when he extracted Terrence Steadman as well. I thought that was a perfect chance to actually get him, but, you know, they just hurt him, left him there, and obviously ran off. Something that I thought was interesting is Michael and Cole actually locked Killerman out of the vehicle when they drove off and left him to fend for himself, and he had to run down the street. Very interesting choice that they decided to do there. I thought he's been a pretty good asset so far, all the way up until this point. I know that he's kind of unpredictable in terms of you don't really know if he's on your side or not, but let's be honest, without him, they wouldn't be in this situation. You know what I mean? They definitely wouldn't be in the situation that Lincoln was inside a prison, because he was part of the whole setup. But from the point of where he was getting transported away, he's come and got them out and took them all the way to where they needed to be to get this. And, you know, his knowledge and of the key and the cigar club and getting the tape has been so useful. I'm interested to see what's on the tape specifically and how it's actually going to exonerate Lincoln. Now, interestingly as well, T-Bag managed to take his new family to his old house, where he actually had bad memories of how he was brought up by his father and basically wanted to have a new fresh start some new roots, he was saying, go from the ground up and you know, blossom. But they just didn't want to be with him. You know what I mean? They're scared, they're terrified of him, they know everything about his past. You can't be forced into loving people, and Susan just told him that. You know what I mean? He expressed his love and said, look, you know, I'm not asking you to feel the same way about me now, but hopefully in a couple of weeks, couple of months time, maybe a couple of years, you'll actually, you know, give me a bit back. And she's just turned around and straight up and said, nah mate, that's not happening. And you know, he ended up locking them into a room, sitting outside and looking at an axe. And I was thinking, mate, is he going to kill him? Is he not? Well, it turns out he actually just drove off, called the police, anonymous tip. They've come and rescued them. So he's decided to, you know, leave them all behind and move on himself. So that was an interesting choice from him. Really, really was. Thought he was going to kill him. And then Tino, you know, he's been on the run from obviously Mahone's. His kid's dying. He's gone to a couple of hospitals. They're not accepting him. Doesn't have the insurance. You know, one of them said that they don't accept homeless people. He's got no other play. He's had to call Mahone's, hand himself over, ask for his wife to be have all charges dropped, said to make sure that they're going to be okay. And he's told Mahone's that he's going to help him catch a Michael, which is really interesting and kind of disappointing. You know what I mean? I can't wait to see what we have in store for us. Thanks for checking out today's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you did, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode. I can't believe we didn't hear it.
God.
Halfway mark, people. Burroughs, Schofield, Bagwell, Sucre, they're still out there. Excuse me.
What are you doing coming in, he's going to say.
What the hell are you doing here?
Patoshic reward money.
You come to my office.
If you'd returned any of my calls, I wouldn't have had to. Don't pay up, I'll go out there and drop trout.
Come to my office again. You'll not only never see the cash, you'll never see another sunrise. Now, we're gonna keep crying about money you've already got coming to you? Or do you want to make some more?
Dad said there's still people in the administration that he was working with. If we give the tape to them, they'll finally have the smoking gun they need to bring Carolyn Reynolds down.
Jane Phillips. She'll know someone that can help us. She worked with Dad. She's watched an LJ. I trust her, Michael.
She a clean shot?
Like a good woman, she does not stray.
I'll take the case too.
She's a throw-in.
Serial numbers have been cleaned. Chambers been scraped to throw off ballistics, just in case you're not, you know, shooting at tin cans. Hey!
Oh. So who do you think he's trying to kill there? I'm thinking the president, me. That's what I'm thinking. He's just going after
I
it.
just don't know how often he checks this thing. Now, you and I both know how smart this kid is, right?
Clearly smarter than you, considering you're the one who's wearing bright orange.
Oh, yeah?
I'm the only one in the world right now helping your family.
I help my family. I'm gonna hold up my end of the bargain. You hold up yours.
Hello?
Hey, buddy.
I didn't know you had Jane's number.
Yeah, well, we exchanged numbers when you guys split. But I think we found something that's finally gonna put this stuff behind us.
I want you to end this more than anything. I'm in school again. Under a fake name, but it's still school, you know? For a while. I just want to stay in one place.
I need to speak to Jane.
I don't think LJ said anything bad there. He just wants to be a bit normal, doesn't he? He don't want to be on the run all the time.
I wanted to tell you how much I appreciate you seeing me on such short notice. I got a few things I need to get off my chest.
Cooper Green?
Former Deputy Attorney General. Splits his time between D.C., Chicago, and New York.
Cooper Green's office. I'm sorry, Mr. Green isn't available at this time.
I have some information regarding the sons of Aldo Burrows. Do you know who I am?
Of course, I knew your father, and I know what happened to him.
We have something.
The tape.
At the southwest corner of Ebert Park. I need you there in an hour. Do you have a blue suit?
Yes.
Wear it and a red tie.
I mean, that's pretty good, but like I said, they don't really truly know it was the right person that they got forwarded to. Do you know what I mean? It could have been anyone there. I wonder what she's still looking at that for. See, with that one there, you know, they're saying that they're gonna give all their faith and trust into this guy with the pen drive. Well, they could take the document off, could they not? But again, I can't remember how it was like 10-15 years ago, whenever this was made. Like, you might not have been able to transfer a document off a computer and have a copy on both. Do you know what I mean? Right now, obviously, I record these videos. You know, I've got a file. I could drag that file onto the computer here, but I can also drag the same file onto my Mac, or I could drag it onto the iPad. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can move it around. You can have multiple copies. But I don't know if back then, you know, 10-15 years ago, if you could do that, if it was just that one copy and you had to have it. You know what I mean? That's why I think it's interesting, because they've been in certain places, situations, couple of laptops now, where I would have just stored it. You know what I mean? Like, I would have just dragged it all off and just created as many copies as I could. I wouldn't just rely on that stick.
I figured you'd show up eventually.
He's the one that tried to kill her.
Yourself at my father's expense.
Nothing to do with your father. Your father was murdered.
By you, and then you tried to have me killed.
My line was tapped, and they heard you tell me that you were at that payphone. I shouldn't have to defend myself to you, Sarah. If you can't trust me, then all I can do is just wish you luck.
It's a tough one, this, man. The guy could be double bluffing. The phone could have been tapped, though. It could have.
I played rat for you once, and that was it. I got protection now.
Entertainment center. Pinball. Pool table. Your future. At Kankakee Minimum Security Correctional Center. I mean, why whip the mule when it'll work even harder for a sugar cube? All I need to know is where down in Mexico your cousin Sucre's headed.
Qué bueno verla.
Ella es Maricruz.
What I'm trying to tell you, Doc, is I just feel like I've been a penny on the train tracks my entire life.
You can get a fresh start. You can be a brand new shiny penny.
I wonder why we can't see his face.
Doc, I had no intention of whatsoever talking to you once I got inside your office.
If you didn't plan on talking today, why did you come in?
You can't deny that there's a certain commonality in our visages.
There's no way that he's going to kill him and try to beat him.
What the hell you think you're doing?
Do you mean I get it? Like what he's trying to think in his head, you know, he's like, look, we kind of look similar, so I kill this guy, take his identity, job's a good one. But the thing is, yeah, his patients, or whoever you call them, the clients, the visitors, they're going to know that their previous one didn't have a one hand. You know what I mean? Like, the people who actually... This is what I never understand about people who try and take somebody's identity in a location where they currently are. Like, I understand them trying to take an identity. If somebody tried to, like, copy my identity fraud over, so, like, I live, obviously, in the UK, and somebody in Spain or the USA tries to clone me, and they can obviously claim who I am over there, they'd have no idea. But, like, somebody couldn't clone me and pretend to be me here in the UK around where I live, because everybody would know who I am. And, you know, you see it on other shows and that before. People then try to portray this person, and it's like, yeah, but one question. you know, about what you done last week or your family or your friends or anything. It's an easy slip up. It doesn't work, you know what I mean? It'll never play out. And it's interesting that he's took this approach. Does he plan on staying here now, residing, being the person, the therapist himself? It'd be interesting.
Hello?
Mr. Green, your suit jacket. Toss it in the trash behind you.
All right, I just threw my $2,000 Zegna suit jacket in the garbage.
Found on the other side of the park. Be there in 4 minutes.
Wonder what the reason was, to make sure he wasn't wired.
He's being tailed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a guy in a suit.
Guy in a suit.
That's the guy that put Michael on it.
Get it.
They want to drown the mics in case we bugged him.
See the building across from you? Go inside. You've been burned way too many times, Mr. Green. Go inside and keep the phone to your ear.
Get to Ebert Park. I have men on Schofield and Burroughs.
Schofield said to meet with the target we're surveilling. What the hell is Schofield doing in Chicago? I'm using Franklin to help me find Schofield.
Yeah.
We don't need to now. But like I said, they're all gonna have questions, because how can 8 escapees all escape and come back dead? You know what I mean?
There's been a change of plans. It looks like I'm not gonna need your help after all.
So you found Schofield?
Maybe keep the deal to keep his daughter okay and his wife.
You and me, we had a deal. I keep my promise to you, and I want to help your family. This is something that you're not going to want to do, and I don't want you to do this, but I need you to do this, and if you don't, I will ruin their lives. Don't make me. Later today, you'll get a package in your cell. It's going to be from me. I need you to use it.
Oh, mate, it's really tough. Do you know what he needs to do is, I've seen it before in TV programs and stuff, is where they take something and it slows the heart rate down that much, where, like, if somebody come over and felt it, no pulse, time of death, do you know what I mean? They think that he's got a dead body. Realistically, he's still alive, and then obviously later down the line, an hour or two later, he might wake up again. I mean, there's a high chance that he could die because his heart rate's been slowed down so much, but it's the perception of the dead body. Do you know what I mean? It's the medical examiner coming in, testing him, saying, yeah, sorry, he's committed suicide. Get that on the record. Let's extract the body out, put it in a van. He could come, he could grab him, he could take him somewhere else. He could say, look, there you go, mate. Just get off. See you later. Make sure you stay under the radar. Or he could lock him up or something until it's all done and then extract him and take him somewhere different. Do you know what I mean? But it sounds like he's going to send something to make him kill himself. Do you remember when Michael sent the poison to Lincoln? It's going to be something like that anyway. That's what I'm projecting.
Go down the hall, down the stairs to the basement. Go through the white door. The one on the left.
Bruce, I'm here to help you.
Help me? With what?
Schofield and Burroughs, where are they now?
This is absurd.
Yeah, here we go. Look at this.
Sorry, Sarah Tancredi. I trust you've met with Michael Schofield and Lincoln Burroughs today?
I'm sure I'd remember if I did. I'm Michael Schofield.
Well, it's nice to finally meet you.
Yeah.
Lincoln, it's Sarah. Listen to me. The man that Michael's with right now is not Cooper Green. Do you hear me?
Mate, I said this. I literally said it earlier on in the episode. Like, they have no idea who he is.
Where are we going?
Well, we're gonna make sure that that tape goes into the right hands. Friend. He's a federal judge, lifetime appointee who was put on the bench by President Mills. Well, let's go. I left my car over by the statue.
You were tailed, Mr. Green.
My inhaler is in my jacket pocket, which Lincoln made me throw away.
Buterol, cortisone, or prednisone.
What?
What do you use in your inhaler?
What the hell difference does it make? You're a real piece of work, you know that? Fine. Cortisone.
Michael's gonna knock him out.
One-way ticket.
Do you know, oh, he's still alright. He's trying to steal this guy's identity to get on a plane or a boat or something. Interesting. The thing is, that guy was actually being tailed by Kim. So, he wasn't technically, unless it was working for Kim. It made me think that basically, you know, he could potentially be the guy and Kim was using him as a pawn to get to Michael. But then, now I'm thinking about it, he probably worked for Kim and they was working on the back end. Do you know what I mean? So, like, he was going in the doors and they was following him, getting this exit cleared. And then, obviously, they're going to follow somewhere else and get that one. So, like, he worked for the company himself. But the way it was currently set up about walking in and stuff, it, to me, looked like he was being tailed. But I said at the start of the episode, I kind of thought that that guy wouldn't be the correct guy. And the only reason for that is because you're cutting a deal to meet somebody, but you have no idea who that person is. So, do you know what I mean? They could have picked up and you just said, wear a red tie, and anybody could have answered it and just wore that red tie. Doesn't mean that I am the exact person with the power and the knowledge of what you need and who you were seeking for. Do you know what I mean? And surprisingly, it seems like the person that Sarah was running away from, her dad's mate, who I thought, granted, actually did kind of set her up. When she rang and she was like, I'm waiting at this phone, and then 10 minutes later somebody come and shot him. He actually is alright, and he's working with her father, and do you know what I mean? He knows that they're the right person. I mean, that is actually quite surprising. That's a good little twist. I mean, this first guy, well, this guy with the red tie, I kind of suspected that he wasn't the proper person anyway.
Bangkok, s'il vous plaît.
Don't have anything until tomorrow. Unless you don't mind taking a few connections through Chicago. Okay, Mr. Stammel?
Oh, it's Dr. Stammel, and thank you.
Sir, I know that bag is way over the weight limit for carry-on.
What difference does a few extra pounds make on a 3-ton aircraft, whether it's up above or underneath?
It's an FAA violation.
Today will be a tough day for travelers into Windy City. This will be one of several Midwestern stops for the president as she ramps up her election campaign.
I'd hoped maybe I'd see you at Dad's funeral.
That man died long before his heart stopped that funeral. I've changed really bad way, to the point where I don't know what good or bad is anymore. I have to do something that a lot of people are gonna think is horrible.
Paul.
Remember the brother you grew up with.
Mahone. Brought me in too late, they're gone. The brothers come back to a city that's 15 miles from the prison they escaped from. Why would they do that? And of all people, they want to meet with somebody from the Attorney General's office.
Good point.
Burroughs is innocent.
Wow, you're good, Alex.
Maybe his mind changes, you know what I mean? Getting him to kill all these people and all that, and he knows that it's not even real.
Michael Schofield, Cooper Green.
What is it? I mean, that's way worse than giving him a pill. You know what I mean? I would give him a tablet or something, not a rope. It's clear what he wants him to do there.
What?
I just feel the baby move.
No, Fernando, that's impossible. It's a little too
I
early.
know what I just felt. As you're born, I'm putting a soccer ball in your hands.
No, he's gonna have books.
Books about soccer.
Oh, he's actually got on the plane.
Excuse me.
Oh no, it's right.
I'm starved. What's left on the service package?
Pretzels.
That aisle is crammed that he's in. Oh, Bagwell's there.
Freshen me up when you get a chance, darling.
Same one.
Right away, Dr. Stammel.
If he needs to go for a piss, he might have to walk past him.
Responding to the meds,
I'm so sorry. And that my baby girl means everything to me. I want you to tell her that she means everything to me, okay?
I'm hoping that he returns to prison and tells him not to kill himself because of the information that he's just found out.
Whoa,
whoa, whoa, whoa. We got a boom Charlie half block south. Team leader wants you there right now.
They tell you to meet them at the statue, in the fountain. Then they send you to the building across the park.
They're trying to look at what building has all spots on all three of those locations.
Keep you in their sights. The hotel.
What's wrong?
No, it's the date stamp on the memory key. It's the date the damn thing was copied, not the date that the conversation was originally recorded. We can't prove that this is Terrence Stedman talking after you supposedly killed him.
Alexander Mahone, FBI. Have either of these men checked in?
Not that I've seen.
What about this woman?
From 1006.
There's more to this tape than potential proof of Lincoln's innocence. Built about something that she does not want anyone to know anything about.
Oh, that's true.
So we blackmail her.
I'm an officer of the court. I didn't say that.
Your brother's dead.
Pardon.
Innit? Your brother's dead, just throw him under the bus.
Set me up. He's gonna set me free.
I think she'll sign it with her own hand.
Ah, yeah, Mahone's actually gone back to the prison, has he? Looks like he actually did fall off the bed there, do you know what I mean? In terms of his character being missed, is it ruthless to say that he wouldn't technically massively make a massive hole in the show? But I do think it's an interesting approach that they decided to take the whole season 1 cast, which was a great season and, you know, made the show very, very popular, and pretty much wipe it all down. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have actually took out a big chunk of what everybody kind of fell in love with the show with, which is obviously the first season. You won't be watching the second if you didn't really enjoy the first. And it's an interesting choice between the writers, and I don't know what they're going to do for season 3. But if we go back to the Lincoln and Michael situation there, where this guy was saying about the copy, it's a copy that, so they haven't got an original timestamp, so they can't prove that conversation happened, obviously, after Lincoln was convicted of potentially killing him, which You know, it's unlucky for them. It actually really is. But again, it kind of shows that the original copy is potentially still out there somewhere, which is a positive. But also, it's got additional information on there, which they can use to their advantage. And, you know, he was just saying, do you really think that the president, the person that put me in this situation, will be the person to pardon me and get me out of it? Well, yeah, I actually do think that. And the reason why I do think that is one, well, mainly because her brother's dead. And he was their pawn. He was the person that she used the most to get into the position that she was in. They faked his death. They done X, Y, and Z. They tried to bury Lincoln because of all of the stuff that happened to Terrence. And technically, he is dead now. He's gone. He can't reveal any information. Nobody can find him. Nobody could say, yo, you're lying, you're here, you're there. It's just disappeared. Basically, yes, she should be absolutely devastated that a death of her brother has actually occurred. But also, she probably feels that there's a weight off her shoulders. Do you know what I mean? All this time, she's looking over, she's thinking, what if I'm caught? What if this? You know what I mean? Like, tried to keep him quiet. They took his teeth out. He'd done his fingers. He'd lowered his cheekbones, lifted his ears, or whatever they were saying. They kept him locked up in a house for 2 years. They've gone to extreme lengths to elevate her into the position that she's in. She's even potentially killed the previous president before her. And she'll do anything to stay at the top. And if it means coming over and cutting a deal for Lincoln to keep him quiet, let him out free, saying that the information was wrong or whatever, and then just put some false information out there that, you know, her brother's killer's still out there, new evidence has come to light that Lincoln was innocent, it wasn't him that done it, but we're still going to be looking out and try to find the true killer. Yeah, okay, it might get a few people here and there in the country like scared about there's a killer on the loose, but you're never going to know. And you know deep down inside that they're not there. And you've got away with it. You're not going to have any heat on you. People are not going to be coming after you. So I do feel like it's a good play. But I do also feel like the true tape is out there somewhere. Her dad got a copy. Where did he get the copy from? That, again, is a bit of information that they need to get. I would try to get if, you know, if I could. Because that would obviously prove it as well if this plan doesn't work. So very interesting. And obviously we ended there with a bit of Killerman getting a sniper ready. Looks like he's potentially going to try and take Caroline out. I mean, I said that I feel like the show's going to end without them ever being set free in terms of showing their innocence, and they're always going to be on the run. And that's just my observation, because obviously I know that there's 5 seasons of the show and I don't know really how you would play it out. So I'm going to say that it's all going to be negative for these all the way through. Obviously, if I was watching this show when it was first released and I didn't know that it was going to be potential more seasons, then I wouldn't have wanted Killerman to shoot the president, because I would have wanted the information to get out there to help Michael and Lincoln. But because I know there's future seasons and I feel like it's not going to work anyway, I just want him to just shoot and kill her. She done my head in the first season. I actually think he's been pretty good himself, personally, in my opinion, in this season. And also today, he's committed himself to doing this by killing a few innocent people along the way. You know, just because you bought a gun off somebody, don't mean you deserve to die. Just because the guy was doing his job, just standing on top of a building, don't mean he deserved to die. Do you know what I mean? You come this far, you've even gone to see your sister that you said a couple of episodes back that you've not seen in years. So just go for it, shoot it, and see if you can take her out. Hey, that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out our channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you're not yet voted for your most likely to dislike characters of Season 2, please do. Links in the description. Takes 30 seconds and your results will mine be shown in the final episode of this season. Obviously, we've just seen the craziness of the last few seconds with Killerman looking like he's going to get a sniper and kill the president, with Michael and Lincoln finding out that the tape is a copy and they've not really got the information that they need to take down, you know, to take down the company, with Zeno potentially taking his life with a request of Mahomes. And you could see that, you know, it actually hurt Mahomes to tell him to do that. But again, he's getting pressure on himself. I hope that the people making him do all of these decisions get took down themselves. I really don't like Caroline, even though, to be honest, she hasn't been in it this season. I really don't like him and the company. And you know, a lot of people have died innocently as well from them, and they're all dead smug and think they're the best, and I would just love to see them get took down. I just would, and I can't wait for that day to happen. But seeing what looks like he's gone, you know, basically he was torn between his daughter's health and his wife's innocence, then obviously his own freedom, basically. Do you know what I mean? He had to take his own life to secure their freedom as well, and their health. It's ruthless, it really, really is. And I thought that they would have given him something that was a bit easier for him to, like, could you not take a poison or something? Or would that be worse than hanging yourself? I'm never going to try either one of them. But, I mean, I'm pretty sure dangling trying to get and capture your breath, you know what I mean? Because you could jump off and you could do it, but as soon as that probably hits you and you start losing that oxygen, you're going to try and claw and pull yourself up, and it's just going to be ruthless, and it's going to be really hard. And it looks like, anyway, from that angle, that he's tilted himself off the bed. It really does, and it looks like that could be the end of him. So that's Trina down. Obviously, we had him who's gone, a Bruiser, and Haywire. 4 gone. Got Michael Lincoln, what's his name, Teabag, and Sucre, all still at large, living their best lives. And then, you know what's interesting is Teabag's managed to claim somebody's identity. I thought he was going to stay in a location and pretend to be the therapist, if I was being honest. I did do an earlier pause and comment saying that, you know, somebody could take my identity and use it in Spain, in the USA, and they would never really know because I'm so far away. But being in a location of where I live, it would never fly because people actually know who I am, and it's just one question here and there away from being exposed. But what he's done is took the therapist out, took the ID of him, used it to get onto the plane, and now he's flying, which looks to be first class, all the way to Chicago, it looks like, to do a pit stop to get onto a plane. So that it basically wants to go to Thailand, doesn't it? Now, his bags have been taken. They've been checked in. His $5 million is in the cargo somewhere. And he's on the same plane as Bellic as well, who's obviously been sent to do another job. And he was having a kind of conversation / fight, an argument with Mahone, saying that he wants the money for Haywire. You know what I mean? He's done it. He's got it. He wants a reward. Was it like 200k would have got for it? Now, he's obviously used a guy as well inside the prison, Sucre's cousin, to try and find the location of Sucre. Basically, he was like, look, instead of coming in and beating you and all that, I'm going to give you the lovely life, the best life, you know, a minimum security prison, places where you got arcades and TVs and pool tables, you know, instead of being here, high security, locked up, you know what I mean? You're going to have these comfy beds, you're going to have the best life going. All you have to do is just give me this location, which potentially looks like he's done, because Bellic wouldn't have been on a plane going to somewhere if he didn't receive that. So that was really interesting as well. So I'm excited to see the next episode. You know, Michael was pretty good in figuring out that the guy who actually come to meet them in a red tie wasn't the person who actually said he was going to be. I mean, he did go through a whole thing and scenario and situation where he walked him around, take your jacket off, get in the fountain, walk into the building, go down this corridor and that corridor, making sure that he wasn't followed, and they could obviously take him to the location where they was. But then again, I said earlier on in the episode that when he was doing that phone call, they don't technically know if this is the right person. Anybody male who answered the phone could have pretended to be the person he was looking for, and it turns out that was the truth as well. And trying to figure out who it was that set them up, again, is very interesting. Was he tapped into the phones? Was it the secretary? Did she, you know, is she working for it? Turns out that the person that I thought was working against Sarah's dad, and Sarah, who tried to kill her, was actually on her side. And he actually took her to the right place, to the right man, who's given him the bit of the right information. So it's really exciting. We're getting towards the thick of it now, the end bit, the craziness. And what's this again? Episode 17, 18? I can't remember now. We're getting so close to the end. The only time that the season really gets turned on is in the final few, isn't it? Because you seen it last season, like the last 3 or 4 episodes, they was the best. Everything was happening. Chase, breakout, runs, you know what I mean? So I have no idea, the same as last season, how it's technically going to end. And that is the same for this one as well. I'm really excited and I cannot wait. Thanks for checking out today's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.